Welcome to the JT Benz Nightshow. It's our episode 14, September 28, 2020. Salamat sa iyong pag-iguban ako karong gabi na. And kung nag-ulan na ba yung lugar rin na o nag-shower na ba, paibawa ta. And be ready. By the way, makaigsunan, I hope nga kung naminaw sa Facebook, can you please move over to YouTube? Subscribe to YouTube and post your comments on YouTube so that I can read it. Give a shout out to your friends at i-greet and yung mga friends magkaigsunan from all over the world. So please move to YouTube right now. And subscribe to YouTube. Kaya ba kung nga nag-subscribe na mo sa Facebook pero wala pa mo makasubscribe sa YouTube. Move over to YouTube and subscribe in YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and post a comment dito sa YouTube. Okay? So, muna itong ka na. Go to YouTube right now. Alright, so, dakag mga developments worldwide makaigsunan. Kining bag-o ron nga gikuan ni Trump. Ginominate for the Supreme Court Justice to replace RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Mura siya og I think mura siya a rock star, may nga nila na a rock star in the judiciary. Alright, so magkwenta. So again, patenda sa mo din ha. And please right now switch over to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and post a comment on YouTube para may baon mo na ako nga nana mo dito. Okay, and you can, as you can see here, natin mga reminders to subscribe. Okay, and nga naman yung di man magla night show main vid. Okay, di ka maklaro ha. May siguro ka padakan ka. Where's the green screen? Okay, yan, ikuan ka na ko. Center. Horizontally. Bang! And I hope nga ang atong volume unit meter, klaro niyo rin. So, episode 14, the JT Benz Nightshow, September 28, year 2020. O takay ba makaigsunan nga, mo 4 weeks na ta na nagsugod sa CBA TV. Pero 4 weeks pa na, and yet, ako na kayo nabuhat ang CBA TV in terms of development sa behind the scenes. Amo technology, nagka-mature na siya. Yan ang akong mga techniques nila sa likod. We will soon, agree on setong format sa CBA TV. Everybody right now is experimenting on his own, but eventually we will converge. Na may convergence somewhere. Okay, I hope you like my videos at the back. Sa una, photos man to, pero videos na sa siya. We're trying to come up. And atong crawlers, atong headlines, it's updated. And then, I hope nakabasa mo na. So, always subscribe at JT Benz Nightshow. By the way, please move to YouTube. Okay, Leonela Ceballos, please move to YouTube. Consing Ibanez, please move to YouTube. Leo Alar from San Miguel, Basak, salamat ka na nakas YouTube. Wilson Herrera, please move to YouTube. Go to YouTube right now and subscribe. Ngayon sa YouTube ang broadcast. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, tampa ha. Okay, let's go to the chat mode. Night chat scene. Alright. So, mana makaigsunan. Chat see. Chat to refresh. Okay, that's it. Refresh. Okay, si Felipe Menusa, si Juniel Lingasga. Si Felipe Menusa from Talamban, Aminaw Toron. Si Juniel Lingasga from Montalisay. Juniel, please move over to YouTube right now. Okay. Now, si Georgian Alforque, please move over to YouTube. Be from Alimango, Lutupan, Toledo. Og si Doris Maturan, watching episode 14 from Cordova. I'd like to correct you back. Si Charito Supino, good evening, Dr. JT. Si John Carl Gregory Holy Palace, good evening. Again, those of you who are on Facebook, please right now switch over to YouTube and subscribe to your YouTube channel para madagan natong YouTube channel subscribers, and post a comment on YouTube, not on Facebook. Alright. Mana siya? Okay, so again, please move to YouTube right now. So thank you mga taga Facebook. Thank you for moving over to YouTube. Okay, si John Carl Palacio Nana sa YouTube. Okay, please po sa YouTube, you can greet your friends in YouTube para madunggan nila from all over the world. Bantay sa karong ano maghangad ba JT Benz kay ang ako gibasa nga monitor nasa ibabaw gamay. Kamera na ra diri ay pero anong bali mo na. Alright, so na mo YouTube ha. Mo YouTube. And then Aritas updates na to sa atong updates magkaigsunan sa kuan Johns Hopkins University. Okay, so I hope klaro ninyo. Johns Hopkins, yeah. Okay, that's it. Klaro. And then tampaha. I just want to gamay itong window kay murag ko ano kita. Wapor kita diha. Okay. Green screen here. Saan ko gamay? Hello. Hello. Okay. Center sa gamay. Isa kay center. Kilid na gamay. Okay. So, ang news na to karon worldwide is now 33,138,963. And again, every 2 days, 1 million is added. And the saddest news really is that the global deaths is just, it could be 1 million a few hours from now. Because you just need 2,000 deaths. And this is very tragic, 1 million dying because of COVID, when, the cure is just right here in Cebu. Diba? Okay, so 998,380 cases worldwide. Ang United States, ning lapas ang sila sa ilang target sa ilang gikadlukan nga 200,000 is now 204,762. Second is Brazil at 141,741 deaths. India, 95,532 deaths. Mexico, 76,430 deaths. Grabe ng deaths. Worldwide magkaigsunan. Diba? Worldwide. So, ano siya. And, okay, so siguro, kanang screen na itong itanaw eh. Okay, asa naman ka? Si Batsa tali. So, ang US cases now is 7.1 million cases. Ang deaths na around of 205,000. And of course, ang Philippines mo kaysa na maapas mo ito Italy taon eh. Ang Italy, samta ni Pilipinas. 207,000 cases, 288 yan namatay sa Pilipinas, already 5,381. Ngarita sa very successful in the world, ang Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, ug Taiwan. Ngarita sa Japan, 82,000 cases, 465, only 1,561 deaths, and Tokyo has one of the highest densities in the world. Okay, so Singapore has cases of 57,715 until now, and this sa Singapore only 27. So tanawa ra ganing chart sa Singapore, 27 deaths. Look at the chart sa Singapore sa daily deaths. Look at that. So di maklaro ninyo, no? Maklaro ba ninyo ang deaths? So I'll okay, I put myself out of the screen. Bang. That's it. So look at Singapore. Look at Singapore here. Can you see? Look at Singapore. Ang last death was June 13, 2020, 1 death, and this is the death for Singapore. 1 death, July 14, and then one. So can you imagine that, Singapore? Their cases may be rising, but no deaths. They're able to control it. And in fact, the highest deaths they had was 2 people who died in March 21, 2 people who died. And these are cities with high population densities, metro cities, metropolitan centers with high population densities, and that's the okay. And South Korea, 23,661 cases, 23,661 cases, and deaths, 406 deaths. 406 deaths in South Korea. Nindak po naman, 380 naman is una. Ano na ito ang deaths sa South Korea. Okay, yeah. Wala ako sa yung screen, right? Wala ako sa yung screen. So, look at this. These are the deaths in South Korea. Namatyan sila og 5, September 27. Namatyan sila og 2, September 26. Namatyan sila Mamatyan sila upat in September 25. Pero mo, lagi upat ang Pilipinas, mamatyan sa tag... Ay, naku. Kita, 50, ang ilan na matyag upat, kita matyag 50. And yet, we had an economic lockdown. We had, not only an economic lockdown, we had an economic lockdown, and we had a human lockdown, we had the transportation lockdown, we have all the lockdown. We probably have the tightest lockdown in the world. Continuing lockdown in the world. Okay. So, sa pasunod ani. Asa na mag-Taiwan? Itong favorite na Taiwan. US Taiwan ito, subos. Ay, kung ina, 400 lang gyapon. Ano, 500 na. Taiwan, 510 cases. Ang patay sa Taiwan, 7 lang gyapon. Usam yung Taiwan. Usam sila. Immune. Look at the cases sa Taiwan. Usa namatay sa February 16. Usa namatay sa March 20. Usa namatay sa March 30. Usa namatay sa April 10. Usa namatay sa May 11. See? Grabe. Ana, May 11 pa yung last namatay lang. May, June, July, August, September. Why namatay sa Taiwan? How did they do it? Malagi na. Pagkuhan na rin siguro. Hygiene na gina lagi. Di ta ka na nag-vaccine. So, okay. Let's put ourselves back into the picture. Where are you? Malinitan, nagbalik na to na. Isa naman ka. Kita pa alright. Okay. Right. Sige na. So, we're back sa JT Benz Nightshow. Okay. So, muna yung nakapait na to because we haven't learned a lesson. Evernet, I'm saying we haven't learned the curve. We haven't learned lessons. Nag-antos ng gihapon lang. Maybe the private sector can take care of itself. Mas strict tong private sector kaysa government. Right. So, ngarita sa other news mga kaigsunan. Wala na ito matanaw ang Hong Kong, ha? Sorry, ha? Itong tanaw na chart sa Hong Kong. Ang deaths sa Hong Kong, 105 deaths. Daganag namatay sa Hong Kong, 105 naman. Unya, ilang cases, 5,076. 5076. That's 105. Dako kayo Remember itong panahon lang nga ang Hong Kong o ang Singapore paparihara dito sila dos. Karon 105 deaths na sa Hong Kong. Singapore 27 lagi ako o ang Taiwan 7 lang nila. Sorry kay maghangad ko sa akong monitor kay samtang dito sa United States mga kaigsunan, dito sa United States 21 ka states are reporting increased COVID-19 cases as experts warn of a surge in the season in the fall season. Okay, fall naman sila ron, that's why ang mga fall semester nagsugod na silang klase September 1. So, fall season September, October, November, December, January, February mo na ilang winter. So 21 states are reporting increased COVID-19 cases. Ang Florida residents can now enjoy restaurants and bars without restrictions, but Miami mayor says state may not be ready for phase 3. So, latest na to sa coronavirus pandemic magsayonan. Again, na 1 million na in just in a few deaths makaigsunan. 1 million na in just a few hours. Si Dr. Anthony Fauci sa United States, sa NIH na siya, National Institutes of Health, niya siya head sa infectious diseases. Dr. Anthony Fauci said COVID-19 vaccinations could very likely start in November or December, but it could still be a while until the United States is back to normal. And India surpassed 6 million coronaviruses on Monday. The country has recorded 5 million infections in the past 2 months alone. So, sa states magkaigso na United States, 21 states nagpakita ang upward trend in cases compared to the previous week. 19 states are showing steady trends. Another 10 states are showing downward trends. The US meanwhile could see an explosion sa COVID-19 cases in the fall and winter seasons as people exercise less caution and spend more time indoors where there is a greater likelihood of transmission. Araw nga na ninyo eh. Masama na, ang outdoors may bad or ang indoors may bad? Pwede, mabito, ningon ko ninyo nga, kada bitong inyong gi-lockdown, human lockdown, na nandun na ang incubation sa mga virus. Circulate kay mga tao ng lakaw. Ano ba? Ang US, ningon lang, NIH. There could be an explosion of COVID-19 cases in the fall and winter as people exercise less, number one, less caution, and number two, spend more time indoors where there is a greater likelihood of transmission. Taro nga na ninyo eh. Ito pa na ni Dr. Chris Murray, Director sa University of Washington's Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation. Murray says the IHME model shows a huge surge expected to take off in October and accelerate in November and December. The IHME model indicates that the country is currently seeing about 765 daily deaths from COVID-19. Grabe yan, kadaghan. 765. ang mamatay sa United States every day. Asam kaglungon 765 per adlaw. But that number could jump to 3,000 daily deaths by December. 3,000 per day deaths in December in the US. Pataro mo din na US. Oy, pag mask mo, pag mask lagi, surgical mask. Sa laing bahin dito sa Pace University, dito sa Westchester, New York, 22 students have tested positive, 18 of whom live in the same dorm. Okay, mga colleges sa US naman sa dorm. While this news is obviously unwelcome, we were prepared for it and have taken actions to protect our students, matud pa sa Pleasantville campus spokesperson na si Jerry McKinstry. Ang Westchester County required all students to quarantine for 2 weeks who live in or had recently left alumni hall. Patid pa silang press release. Alumni hall students still at the university are required to quarantine there, while those who have recently gone home are required to self-quarantine at home. We are continuing the rigorous disinfecting and cleaning of our facilities. Faculty will work to accommodate the remote learning needs of all alumni hall students. Apart from those who have tested positive, their close contacts and residents sa hall, Pleasantville campus are continuing a mix of in-person and remote classes. Sa laing bahin, Inovio, company ni siya. Inovio's planned phase 2 and 3 COVID-19 vaccine trial on partial hold to answer FDA questions. Matud pa sa mga company. Ang biotechnology companies Inovio's planned phase 2 or 3 coronavirus vaccine trial has been put on hold, no partial hold. Matud pa sa company kaganina. The announcement notes that the US FDA notified the company that it has additional questions about the company's planned phase 2 and phase 3 trial of the vaccine candidate ginganlan og INO 4800, including questions about the device to be used as part of delivering the vaccine trials. So, saan pag-deliver din ang device nila sa vaccine? Until the FDA's questions have been satisfactorily addressed, the phase 2-3 trials is on partial clinical hold. The company is actively working to address the FDA's questions and plans to respond in October, after which the FDA will have up to 30 days to notify Inovio of which decision as to whether the trial may proceed. Now, remember, kining mga corona, kanang phase 2, phase 3, more on ang phase 2, more on, mas daghan niya, phase 3, more on safety na sila yun. Ang phase 2 is safety, phase 3, more on daghan na trials. This partial clinical hold is not due to the occurrence of any adverse events related to Inovio's ongoing phase 1 study of INO or INO 48800, the conduct of which may continue and is not impacted by the FDA's notification. In addition, this partial clinical hold does not impact the advancement of Inovio's other products candidates in development. Now, some context. Inovio's COVID-19 vaccine is being funded in part by the U.S. Department of Defense, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. The company has not received funding from Operation Warp Speed, the Trump administration's initiative to fast-track the delivery and development of a COVID-19 vaccine. Okay. Now, ang problema mo gano'n yung mag-exam, bantayan itong problema niya. Dagko na nga company, napag-grants gikan sa funding ikas US DOD, Bill Gates Foundation, and Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Rupihan. Kaya ito. Ngarimos ko ani, Humanity AVX. Nagamit ng tanan ninyo. Pwede ba ng Humanity AVX magamit as maintenance? And the answer is yes. Sa kadaghanon giinom, the answer is it depends. Pero, suggest you go nga mo try mo 10 days, 2 bottles per day for 10 days, 20 bottles. 14 days. Yeah, I already shared with you last Friday, I think. Like, sample nga usa ka patient na ni-try siya for maintenance, and in just 10 days, grabe ang resulta niya. Now, aside from that, murag nahog siya immune sa COVID kay ayang secretary na COVID, pero siya wala. Kaya nga nagsimbang inom. So, inigsod sa COVID, nag-inom, nakatang dito na. Humanity, goodbye ang COVID. Diba? So, okay, so, sige lang. Now my questions and I can give you some information. Confidential information, I will not reveal the names of patient. But certain percentages, grabe. Ang triglycerides, down by 37%. Now, I'm not surprised by that. Kay katong ka-attorney DX yan it went down by almost 39%. Sir. So, na siya pattern ba? Pattern. Malagyan, dagang mga friends ako, taga Manila, ipakuan na, magbilyonaryo na ka. Nagbilyonaryo na ginagbuatan ng mangustin. Kana pa kang imo nga, dengue pa, COVID pa, cholesterol pa, uric acid, tang-tang ligay, gabi. So, muna pag-tanaw ito magkaigsunan, no? Ay, sao na ni. Hapit na mo 1 million deaths worldwide. Ayan. Now, naidagang questions ang matanaw unsa ko ni diferensya ng aerosolized spread or spreading by the aerosols. Unsa diferensya sa aerosols o droplets? Now, itubag na makaigsunan sa mga experts mo nilang tubag. Spread via aerosols or aerosolized spreads is the potential for the coronavirus to be passed out, mapasa siya, not just by respiratory droplets, but by even smaller particles called aerosols. Unlike droplets, respiratory aerosols linger in the air long after someone talks, breathes, bisa maginhawa lang, sings, sneezes or coughs, and they can spread farther than 6 feet. This becomes very relevant when you're indoors and there is poor ventilation. So indoors, problema na nung ka. Matud pa ni Dr. Anthony Fauci, Director sa National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. There is good enough data that aerosol transmission does occur. And adding that there's an easy way to help minimize the risk, wear the mask. Where's those mask? We are. Okay, si Celso Noel Cabao, may gabi sa Kasibia TV. May na siya na to. Okay. So, ang aerosol, sabutan na, nasa elevator na emisod 15 minutes before, why siguro matakdan kayo sunod din mo sunod. So, kuya ng elevator actually. Pag hagdanan mo, tumag-mall, pag hagdanan mo, so, ayaw nung sakay elevator. Hagdanan mo, so, ano mo sakay sa elevator? Yan, naglakaw ang mga tao sa hagdanan. O, ako na yung magis elevator, ako na mali magamit sa bukadlaw. Elevator na. Now, naining ingon, nga katong response sa Sweden. Remember, ang Sweden, wag sila mag-lockdown na. They don't even require the mask. Naranan mo. Some countries are eyeing Sweden's latest COVID response. It's a gamble that could backfire. Matod pa nila. An expert on the spread of COVID-19 proclaimed last week that the pandemic in Sweden was essentially over. The virus was running out of steam, as researchers suggest Swedes could be building immunity. Such comments nakapaisog sa mga other governments, flirting the idea of adopting Sweden's light touch response. The problem is the science isn't on whether immunity is building in Sweden at all. After the country resisted lockdowns and let the virus spread through much of its population. Diba? Kaya po namatay Sweden last time, tanan ako, mga 6,000. There was reason for optimism when Kim Sneppen, nagikan sa Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen, made his comments. Sweden's infection and death rates had been low for weeks despite a second wave rolling over Europe. Pero ang problema na ganing Sweden, nagabang namatay ha. It seemed to mark a turnaround for the country, which experienced one of the highest death tolls in the world per capita during the spring. The problem is, the science isn't in on whether immunity is building in Sweden at all after the country resisted lockdowns and let the virus spread to much of the population. Nevertheless, ang UK Prime Minister nga si Boris Johnson nonetheless announced changes to restrictions in England last week, shaping the country's COVID-19 response in the image of Sweden's. Experts in both the UK and Sweden are warning that doing so could be dangerous. Now, even the Swedish government now admits that this likely contributed to the high death toll of more than 5,800 people. Almost 6,000, 5,800 people in the country of around 10 million, Almost half of those deaths occurred in Sweden's care homes for the elderly. Teka namatay, mga 2,500 sa elderly. Pero maligi, ako una, kumpiya lagi sa Singapore, sa Hong Kong. Samantala ni mga world leaders na to, marabag ako na may kibang ka. Even The Lancet nagbuhat sila ranking, ang Singapore ko na papareha Pilipinas, umukuyapi. Ang Singapore 27 patay. Pilipinas 5,000. Inyo ni compare. No, yun sa tao niyo pag-compare. Alright, saan si JT Benz ay kamo compare we should make a comparison with respect to policy versus effects, results. Pakita mo tayo. Saan gaya? Diba? Ay. Ang exchange rate na ito rong adlaw. Adi pa day. Ang kuan pa ni. Number of cases ni. Ang curfew sa Australia gilift as other countries lock down. 5 million residents in Melbourne, Australia, emerged from a long lockdown on Monday, with stringent restrictions loosening after 2 months as the state continues to see a drop in coronavirus cases. Victoria State's Premier Daniel Andros announced late Sunday night that the city would enter the second step toward reopening. Right, so ay ipang survey makaigsunan about 1/3 kuno sa American parents have no plans to get their children vaccinated for the flu this year. Flu dili sa COVID. Flu, dili sa coronavirus. 1/3 kuan sa ato Pilipinas pabakuna maganita kay libre. Sa laing bahin usa ka tao dito sa Maryland has been sentenced to a year in jail for holding 2 large parties and violating the state's order against large gatherings. Of course, ang Florida's bars and restaurants are fully open again. Pero worried ang Miami mayor. Coronavirus admissions at the intensive care units or ICU sa Provence Alpes Côte d'Azur region of France, that means the Alps province or provinces or area sa the blue Côte d'Azur, southern France, sumura ni siya kuan. Dagat have tripled since the beginning of September, and Beijing kaganina asked frozen food importers to avoid importing goods from coronavirus hotspots based on evidence that cold chain foods are at a risk of contamination. Mabuhi mo ganang kuan ko sa bugnaw. The upcoming G20 Leaders Summit, which was scheduled to be held in Riyadh